Welcome to the most interactive session here on Joy News channel. I'm Apisa CBD. We're coming to you live from digital address GA09925549 and Kokomebli Accra on DSTV channel 41 and Go TV channel 144. On YouTube, we are My Joy Online TV. This is Joy News Interactive and I am Mapito CBD. Now, for many years, schools in Ghana have used reading as a form of punishment for students who flout school rules. But an agric lecturer believes this approach is killing the interest of students in farming. Dean of the School of Agriculture at the University of Cape Coast, Professor Elvis Asari Bediako, believes a government directive to halt the practice could help change the narrative and encourage more young people to venture into the sector.
Schools across the country, it is normal to see students cleaning and scrubbing. This is because they are often responsible for cleaning the environment. And for those who break school rules, weeding of grass on the park or bushes around the school is a common punishment. This is something many people are familiar with.
We were in class one evening during prep, and then suddenly a girl started shouting and she ran out of the classroom, and we all got up and ran and followed her because we didn't know what was happening. So the next day, our house mistress, she gave us a very big plot of land to go and read. In fact, I will never forget that experience. After reading, I had blisters in my palm.
We went out without anesthesia, so we came back and we see that the housemaster was in front of our door. He asked us where are we coming from. We said we went out to buy some something. He said no, it's a lie. So he just punished us. That night, there was one of the coconuts in front of our hostel. He punished us with a weeding. And that night we couldn't sleep. We weeded till, like when we see our palms, how our palm was yellow, how the blood was there. You feel like weeding is not really easy.
So when you work in school, weeding, it wasn't that sweet or nice, I should say. It was a punishment, but in a way it was fun. Yeah, sometimes some of us we could actually bribe not to be taken to the places to be weeding, but we had something we called disco weeding. Bro, you mess up with your housemaster and he gets you around somewhere around 7:38. You would go into the bush and weed. It actually makes you not look at weeding as a nice thing.
And as agriculture involves weeding, there is the thought that young people from the senior high schools may lose interest in agriculture.
Anytime we vacate to the house, when my father said, let's go farm, they said, no, I don't go. Because of how my palms, everything was blood and a whole lot. So that's Indian. No, I don't like farming. So farming experience, I don't want to go there at all.
And even though they are saying weeding shouldn't serve as a source of punishment, I think they are just trying to cut costs in the school, because instead of giving it out to laborers to weed for them to pay them or something, they just want to take advantage of free labor.
Dean of the School of Agriculture at the University of Cape Coast, Professor Elvis Asari Bediako, says this form of punishment may be doing more harm than good.
Some policies that prevent, maybe in schools, punishing students using weeding and all that. We used to have this concept of school gardening. And all this, we may also be able to form clubs in school, some true policies, agricultural clubs, producing crops and all that, right at even the basic level.
Professor Elvis Asari also wants government to reintroduce agriculture as a core subject in the schools to whip up students' interest in the field.
At junior high school, we used to have core agriculture, agric science. Now, it is not so. Then at secondary school, we used to have core agriculture. Now it is not so. We have added agriculture to integrated general science, chemistry, physics, and biology, and call it integrated science. And so it means the emphasis on agriculture has gone down. And as a result, we are talking of catch them young, step them at the earliest stage. But here you are, now at the earliest stage, we have played down agriculture. And I think this is a major reason why the interest has gone down. And so because the same people from JSS to SS to the university. But if the interest has gone down, then of course, you don't expect many of them to also opt for agriculture science at the universities.
Kwame Offes reports for Joy News.
Do share your reading experiences with us here on the Joy News channel, and you can send us a WhatsApp message on 0540109909. Now let's talk about the Joy Clean Ghana campaign. As we know, the team headed to Kaneshie Market and they found some very interesting stuff. Here are some excerpts from that tour.
Today we are going to concentrate much on the meat shops, the fresh fish meat shop and then the butcher shop.
Director of Public Health Department Florence Kuchi announcing the team's preparedness to deal with butchers and operators of cold stores found to be handling food under unhygienic conditions.
Because we've taken them to court, still they are refusing.
But just at the entrance of the market was this heap of garbage covering an area large enough for 2 SUVs to comfortably park.
This is just an eyesore.
Just by this was a pile of plantain being carried into the market to be sold. The task force was instructed to cut the plantain away.
Take over and make sure that it's secured. We'll arrange the car to come and pack it away.
At the butchers, a huge auditorium housing over 50 workers, not a single one of them had a health card.
To set out the standard for you people to comply, to sell your meat here, is it true or false?
At a cold store the team visited, it found a rusty container with fish, meat and crab stored in what could best be described as a cold gutter.
To be honest with you, this is your cold room, isn't it? Look at though there is pallets here, you can see how dirty these pallets are. You can see how dirty the floor is. You can see the condition under which that you store this meat and you bring it out for sale. For now, if we close here, are we wrong?
Rotten fishes were covered with filthy rags, meat left in dirty containers. Underneath the pallets was a cocktail of rotten, smelly fish, vegetables, and stagnant brownish water.
Well, you've been reacting to that on our Facebook page. Let's see what you have been saying. This one is from Destiny, who says, what a very silly thing for this woman to say regarding taking offender or offenders to court, and they're still practicing the same thing. What kind of enforcement are in place to help the ministries to help stop bad food entering our communities? Anyone catch or refuse to abide by the laws must be jailed. Simple. This one is from Marian Tonto, who says, hey, Ghana, so when? And Robert Akil says, ignorance on high level. Koja Entry says, how I wish you could come to where I live. All right, so you should send us, Koja Entry, if you're watching, send us a message on Facebook to tell us where exactly you are, and we might come to your community. Thomas Chum Chum says, inspection make progress controversial. Dynamic control combination comes under general information reviews, hold food stuff, public health, consumers goods market, residential areas, resistance, protection. Okay. And I don't even know what that means, but okay. Interesting. Zappy Wisdom says, this woman, you're shouting and don't want to pay because the health card costs 40 Ghana cedis, but give more than that to a so-called man of God. Adoni Raphael says that rubbish shouldn't have been there in the first place. Liz says, we know exactly what to do when it comes to sanitation, yet we refuse to do the right things that Joy is participating to ensure more clean sanitation to all communities. Why don't we all accept it and make Ghana a clean place? Well, it starts with all of us. We can't just rely on one person or just one company. All of us must do it. Stefan says we're certainly dirty chai. What is this? Little schooling or none at all is the cause of this. Vida Sapong says they should come to Tama Fishing Harbour and see where the fish is being cut. So you can join the Clean Ghana campaign on hashtag Join Clean Ghana on all our social media platforms. Now, the opposition NDC is calling for the enactment of a law that bars political authorities from appointing their immediate family members and friends to occupy key positions in government. At the 6th edition of the party's Moment of Truth series, National Communications Officer of the party, Sammy Gyamfi, tagged President Akufo-Addo as the most nepotistic government in the history of the world. You've been reacting to this. Let's see what you had to say. Siadu says, so what? Should he appoint John Mahama, Ibrahim, Asidin Ketia, Sammy Gyamfi and co to run this government? Has any of those in the list incapable of performing their duties? We need strong opposition with better alternatives. This one is from Minister Nanaya, who says, wait, I think I need a little clarification. If a government comes into power, where will he recruit people to work with? Is it not normal for the president to choose from his close circle of friends and family who are competent, or must he be open for application for people to apply? Ibigana we day. At Abachaka Sani says, Mark Addo is the GFA VIP. Very soon NDC will add his name to the list of the so-called Nana Addo family and friends government. The NDCs are still not learning from their mistakes. They will rot in opposition, inshallah. Okay, that's not very nice, but okay. Lion Instinct says, Charlie, all the family members are successful and established. Wow. Family biedeo. Yeah. Those are family goals, man. Alfred says, family and friends government cabals milking the state. Baba Moro says, why is it that John Mahama, his followers, are refusing to make comments about the deplorable conditions of roads across the country? You know the reason why? Because they know they have lied to us. They say they constructed massive roads, but where are the roads? People are crying for for the roads everywhere. John Mahama, with the exception of a few people following you, the genuine NDC members and the majority of Ghanaians are not short memory as you see them to be. Sadat Larry says, if I should be the president, I will still do the same thing. Who no wants better thing to come for his house? This one is from Etishak, who says, if he trusts his family to do a good job and not let him down, where lies the fuss? As long as they do a good job, that is all that matters. Is there anything in our constitution that bars the president from hiring his family? No. So shouldn't NDC be using their time constructively in drawing their policies and strategies? Instead, they're enforcing the widely held belief that they have no policy message for Ghanaians. For someone who has been a vice and president all spanning 8 years to be looking for contributions towards his manifesto is quite unbelievable. Rather, they hold press conferences every other day. Eric Opoku says, I also want the country to pass unexplained wealth law so that we can ask people, where did you get the money to buy or build your mansion? And this one from Atinto, who says there's a real estate capture and the earliest Ghanaians rise up, the better. Okay, so the Ghanaians need to rise up. That's what Atinto is saying. The last tweet I'm taking is from Kofi Otabel, who says this is a total waste of time. What's their plan for Ghana? Ghana has the fastest growing economy in the world, and if you termed the growth to be family and friends, then it's good for the country and the citizens.